morning, everyone. Enjoying the music, are you? Yes. Absolutely. And music is the great communicator. It transcends the intellect, goes right to the soul itself, and lets you know what it's saying. And so that's why we're here. Is there anybody here also from another unity? Okay. Is there anybody here for the first time? Okay, raise your hands up high, please. We have a gift for you. Down here in the middle. You can come down and give you a gift. Is it the Lexus we're giving away today or the Porsche? Okay. All right, good. Take care of those people. Okay. Whether you know it or not, you're here by divine appointment. That's the way it works. The more we open to the reality of being divine in origin, the more we are guided over and over again to find that beautiful, harmonious place where we can express that. And you're in that place right now, and you're about to hear a great talk that's going to open you up even more to the fact that you are divine in origin, and we are in the process of becoming divine in expression. Enjoy.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Boulder, everyone who's here in-house and everyone who's joining us online. We love spending time with you each week, so thanks for joining us. We got a few new ongoing things happening here at Unity of Boulder. Starting August 5th, we are going to be, every Wednesday morning, we are going to have a Qigong class here in Fellowship Hall, and that's going to be every Wednesday at 11 a.m. You don't have to pre-register for it. You can just come on in at your will. It's $15 a class or $12 for seniors. And that is going to be taught by a local Qigong master, Shanti Medina. We're very excited to have her leading this Qigong class. So that's Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Definitely check that out. And also her husband, Scott Medina, is going to be leading a universal peace dance the first Friday of every month, starting August 7th. That will also be in Fellowship Hall. And that is $25 or $20 for seniors. You don't have to pre-register for it. You just come right on in and just pay and join the group, and that'll be all sorts of ecstatic dance and expression and joy through dance the first Friday of every month. But we also have, keep in mind, we also have all kinds of other ongoing things happening here. On Friday mornings, we have a Feldenkrais yoga class that is at 10:30, led by our friend Nancy. At 11:30, we have a Kundalini yoga class led by Rigpa. And every Monday night, we have an emptiness meditation downstairs in the meditation room. That's every Monday at 7, also led by Rigpa. You don't need to sign up for any of these. You can drop in and show up to any one of those. Lastly, starting next Sunday, the Daily Camera's annual local awards that are voted on by the public, called BOCO Gold, the voting for that is going to start, and we'd really urge everyone to please take the time starting next Sunday to go in and make a vote for Unity of Boulder as the best house of worship in Boulder County. It really helps Unity of Boulder to grow when we can put that stamp on all our stuff that says, winner again. We've won pretty much every year for the last decade, and we don't want to end that streak. So definitely vote for us starting next week. Go to thedailycamera.com. We will also have links to it in all of our emails and everything to make it real easy for you. So now I would like to invite my bud out here, Steve Sheets, the head of our prayer group, member of our board of directors, and just all around the coolest guy in the world. Steve Sheets.
You all make me smile. Thanks for being here today. I'm really happy to be here with all of you today, here to share the daily word. Sunday, July 19th, 2026. The daily word is world peace. The peace of my soul brings peace to the world. The Bible's sacred pairings, lions and lambs, swords and plowshares, reveal that peace becomes possible when I and others hold life's polarities in harmony. These verses remind me that wholeness arises not from opposition, but from integration. Within all people, strength and tenderness, boundaries and compassion, courage and vulnerability arise from the same divine source. Lion and lambs are not rivals. They are facets of one creation. Sword and plow are not contradictions. They are different tools for transformation. Peace begins when we see that opposites, both within and around us, can be allies rather than adversaries. As this realization takes root, any impulse to defend or harden begins to fade. Isaiah 2:4. They shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation. Thank you. So, now if you could just repeat with me the unity affirmations. They're up on the screen. Unity of Boulder is a radiating center of Christ's light within us, mighty to attract its good and to radiate good to others. Thank you very much.
Good morning. So this is the point in our service, which is a call for prayer. It's an opportunity for us to extend out our higher consciousness to others that might be facing challenges in mind, body, or spirit. There's pieces of paper available to you in front of you. You can write a name down of someone else. You can even write your own name down. That's perfectly fine. We know that the universe already knows what we need before we even ask. It's really extending ourselves in consciousness to recognize this depth of power that lives within us when we heighten consciousness, so we can connect with others and start to see wholeness in others and in ourselves, so we can come back to this balance. When we're in balance and in wholeness, we are in joy and happiness and peace. But we have Lisa Temple that will come down from our prayer team. She'll collect those names. We'll put them in our prayer box, and they'll be prayed over here for 30 days at Unity of Boulder, and then they'll be sent to Silent Unity for another 30 days. We like to sing this song to come in the presence of this room and allow this time to be a blessing for ourselves, to recognize our Christ connection, our consciousness of connection in the Spirit. Join us in singing. We say to sing is to pray twice. You are the air I breathe. You are the air your holy presence living in me, and I'm grateful for you. So it is. All right, we're going to invite our entertainment club up, and we're going to sing a joy song, and we invite you all to sing with us again. Beautiful singing.
And for today's special musical guests, Heather, Jamie, Raven Wolf.
Good morning. Just picked this up last couple weeks, so I'm learning, so bear with me. Starting over. Sometimes Thank you.
Thank you, Raven Wolf. What a wonderful way to start today. All right, well, my mic just decided to start falling off my ear the second I started talking. So today, we're kind of talking about souls, possibly how we travel together through lifetimes. And I have a soul here that I just thought, the synchronicity that you're sitting here right now, Janelle Barnsley her mom is one of the founders of Unity of Boulder in Boulder, Colorado. And the fact that she's sitting here, I was thinking about her mom and her and all the years that we were connected since we were little teeny tiny people. And this church, we were running amok at all the 3 different churches that we've had through the years. But the whole idea of, there are people that start our life with us, and they're more than just friends. They're like family members. Like you just have known that they're more than just, they're wonderful in your life, but there's just something that's more like sisterhood or family. And you fight the same, and you get along, and you have the distances, and all the things that family does. And it's a beautiful thing when it keeps coming back to healing and you keep growing together. And sometimes we have people that come into our life that we can tell we're that kind of family from lifetimes that also brought a lot of trouble to our life. Has anybody had something like that where you could feel that soul connection and they came to teach us something on a deeper level spiritually for our greater unfoldment? Yeah, so I'll be focusing kind of on that part of it because I think really my biggest work in ministry, or at least the thing that is my greatest passion, is trying to decode what is this all about, right? I think most of us on a spiritual journey want to figure out why do hard things happen to really good people? Why do really awful things happen to beautiful human beings? And my greatest learnings and my greatest catapults consciously in life has been from pain, right? It's a really big teacher, from loss, from being deceived by people that we trust. And so I got on this topic because I went to Italy about a month ago with my 2 daughters. My youngest daughter is 18 and my eldest daughter is 29. My youngest daughter graduated from high school, and I got ordained as finally an ordained Unity minister. So we're going to celebrate our graduations. And when we were about to take off at DIA, we were sitting just eating a little meal before we took off, and I was just kind of cleaning out my backpack, and I pulled out my book that I had chosen for the trip, which is the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying by Singyal Rinpoche. And my youngest daughter just lost it. Like, why are you bringing a depressing book like that on a trip to Italy? Like that, I don't want you working. She completely went on this whole thing like, this is a trip about playing, and you're reading a book on death and living. Like, it was just, she was so over the top, and I'm thinking this is kind of a big response to a book's title. And I said, I'm not planning on working on this trip. I live my dharma. What my work is my calling, right? It's not work for me to be reading books that fascinate me on Buddhism and the visions and the visual of things like death and dying. Because I think in our society, and especially in America, we don't talk about where we go after we die. In fact, we avoid that topic as much as we can because I think there's a fear of what will unfold if we really talk about the part of us, in my opinion, that never dies, right? We talk about this physicality, this aspect that is just temporary in this human experience. But the part of us that we develop through time that's going to go on to this next time and what we're bringing to the next time. So she won the fight, and I ended up going into a bookstore and getting a mystery book just to appease everybody. Let's start in a fight, I'm like the sitting duck with the 2 Sagittarius daughters, right? They're ready to pounce. I can tell this is an opportunity that they have my full focus, and we can now unite and go after mama. So I'll go get, they're like putting out all these raunchy books. I'm like, give me like a ghost book or something like that, So I did end up reading the book. It was actually a lot of fun. I haven't read something light and stupid like that in a very long time, but I enjoyed it. So one of the things that stood out in that book immediately, though, I did sneak it out when I finally finished that other book. I found myself reading it, and it was actually suggested by my sister, because she had lost, we're not going to go into my sister, it's too much, but this book helped her get through the grief of losing somebody extremely close to her. And we were having a conversation because Mike lost his mother 3 years ago this November, and he's still really facing that depth of loss. It's weird how it haunts you, and you're fine, and then you're just really not fine. And he was kind of in one of those moments, because I won't go into that either. There's lots of stuff going on at the moment. But in the book it says this: what if the soul's journey is larger than a single lifetime? Many of Christianity's earliest and most influential theologians explored ideas about the pre-existence of the soul and its ongoing journey of growth and learning. In the early centuries of the church, these questions were actively debated. Over time, teachings about the soul's existence before birth and its continuing journey beyond a single lifetime were rejected by the dominant church authorities. Yet the questions themselves never disappeared. They continued to surface through mystics, spiritual teachers, and wisdom traditions across cultures and generations. And so it kind of leads us to wonder, why is it not part of it? Because if you really do look into the Bible, it does talk about life beyond the physical. And yet it's rerouted and reworded so that it keeps the Christian doctrine in a certain way, so that we go through human beings to have a connection with God, right? And that keeps a control in a sense, right? Whereas Unity's whole path is opening people up to recognize they have a direct connection to God, source, spirit, the creator. Whatever word invites you to feel deeply connected to this love of the universe is really the path. So to be a part of a community like Unity, we're all separate pieces of the puzzle that are coming together, and we get to share and nobody's judging. We get to discover through each other. Like this book for myself, as I'm reading, I'm remembering this innate connection that has always been a sense to me that there's something so much more going on than this human experience. The ethereal realm has always been much more interesting to me. But the book goes on to, do you believe in a life after this one? They're not being asked whether they believe in it as a philosophical proposition, but whether they feel it deeply in their hearts. The Master knows that if people believe in a life after this one, their whole outlook on life will be different, and they will have a distinct sense of personal responsibility and morality. What the Masters must suspect is that there is a danger that people who have no strong belief in a life after this one will create a society fixated on short-term results without much thought for the consequences of their actions. Could this be the major reason why we have created a difficult world like the one in which we are now living? A world with little real compassion. And, this is a Buddhist view on things, but my mom is Mohawk Indian, and I was raised with that native way. We were homeschooled to be connected to this earth and recognize the heartbeat of this earth and to live in rhythm and in balance with that, so that we are always living, so we're protecting this planet 7 generations ahead of us. It's not about us, like in the Bible it says we have dominion over the animals. This is not an ideal that takes care of this planet or each other. There is no dominant over anything. It's about individually recognizing that we have this opportunity to open up to an expanded awareness of truth, that we can live within and as, being the conduits of this Christ nature that we see in the Bible and we read about in the Bible, that it's not about a distant man, that lived before us that was the only begotten Son. But we are the begotten children. And any second coming of this Christ consciousness is us. It's been called by us. And if you look at any indigenous tribe or background, you recognize that in the oneness, everybody has a role within that community. Everybody has separate and different aspects that are all needed. So we can't all be the same. We don't want to be the same. You being uniquely what you are is divinely what the universe created you as. And anybody that thinks that the universe gave a little more to somebody else, that's just not real. God spent a little extra time on each and every one of us. It's our mission to find what that special, unique gift is that each and every one of us had planted within our beings. So perhaps spiritual truth is not something we are required to accept, but something we are invited to discover. As the Buddha is often paraphrased, believe nothing simply because it is said, even by a respectful teacher. Test it in your own experience. Discover what brings wisdom, compassion, and freedom in your life. Right? You know, it's sometimes nice, I think, probably to be in a religion where it just says you do this, you pray this, you do this ritual, and if you do all these things, you're going to have favor with God. And there is a sense of safety in that. And there are many faces of God. And obviously when we're in danger and we're being followed by someone in a back alley, we're really wanting the God outside, okay? That one that's just sitting there just waiting to make sure we're safe, right? I pray to that God when there's those fearful moments, or I'm afraid for my children or something. But ultimately, it's about the universal energy of love. That's a compound. There is an intelligence to it, but it doesn't have a male or female. It is an energy that we are always moving in and through. Yet we block ourselves from the innate wisdom that comes from being vulnerable, open, meditating, and breathing to get those shields and those blocks off of ourselves so that our dreams can start to have an essence in us, to watch what our higher states of consciousness are showing us is needed. Or those synchronistic hits. It's so funny because Janelle sitting here, I drove by her family's business in a different place than it used to be, and I saw this sign and I thought of her. And my dad gave me the leadership of this church last week, and her father sold that business. And so I could relate. There's a connection of the shifts of our lives shifting, and we're watching things transform. And it's just interesting, and it's not interesting because synchronicity is real. I watch that I'm always being shown that there is synchronicity. What I think, what I put out there, what's also being shown to me is all in divine nature. It's all divine, even the difficult stuff. So one of the things I've always found fascinating is that the earliest centuries of Christianity were far more diverse than many of us realize. Some of Christianity's most influential theologians, including Origen, wrote extensively about the soul's origin, its growth, and its journey toward God. Questions about the preexistence of the soul and how the soul learns were part of the conversating long before Christian doctrine became firmly established. But then, in 553 CE, Emperor Justinian convened what became known as the Second Council of Constantinople among the teachings associated with Origen that were condemned. They were ideas about the preexistence of souls. From that point forward, those perspectives gradually disappeared from mainstream Christian teaching. So, again, humans want to rewrite what was the early writings. To what? Gain control. That's what we're seeing in this world right now, is to have control over the free will of individual high vibrational souls. And it's happened in our Christian churches. And I love Jesus. And I consider myself a Christian as far as following his teachings. But anything beyond that, I don't. So, whether you agree with me, whether there's life before or not, my point is this: they were not dismissed because someone conducted an experiment and proved them false. They became part of a theological decision about what would define Orthodox Christianity. People sat around and said, let's just take this out. So we're all kind of confused about, if you are a traditional Christian and that whole path works, I'm not judging any path. I think anybody that's on any sort of seeking path is holy. It's all good, because it's all God, honestly. But it's good to be asking more questions, right? Because you wonder, when you start to read about life beyond life, and you've lost people that you're very close to, or you've lost a mother like my husband or Janelle or friends of mine, when we're going through that, you have no idea the peace that comes when you start to look for the signs and symbols of that spirit still interacting with you. It's one of the greatest teachers, loss. Grief reveals the depths of the power that lives within us if we don't let it break us. Right? And as we learn and we see these signs and symbols, we feel more comfort about our own transformation and then our own transition someday. That we aren't afraid. Because we realize that this is an ever cyclical experience, and what you came in, as long as you're growing this lifetime, you're just going to bring more and more, and maybe eventually we ascend, and we're more angelic on the other side. But there's less of trying to stuff the little happy instances because we only have 100 years on this planet, versus being a conduit of selfless service for others because we know we are here to transform and overcome this world through prayer and silence and connecting with this heartbeat and remembering Mother Earth. We have no life without her. And she's sick. Look at the heat that's going on in Europe. I was just in Italy. We have to wake up a little bit. Are you picking up the trash that you're seeing everywhere? You don't see it somebody else's, just pick it up. Are you recycling? Are you doing what you need to be doing? Are you using, biodegradable soaps? Are you keeping the waters clean? We have to take to task what we're bringing. We can't keep thinking somebody else is going to do it for us. The best thing is to be living honorably within the representation of what we say we are. We have to be it. That's the call. That's the second coming. And then you reach out beyond that transformational person. How can I be of service? Spirit, use me. So we go on to Edgar Cayce, who is the most documented psychic, who would go into a sleep state and tell people why they had physical issues in this lifetime from previous things that happened in prior lifetimes. You can look him up. It's the most interesting stuff you'll ever read. My middle name is actually Casey after Edgar Cayce. He was a Methodist Sunday school teacher, so everything that he was actually doing was completely against being a Christian, to have these psychic abilities. But what he did is he helped people heal themselves with herbs and heal their minds and heal their spirits and overcome the difficulty, and he helped people come back to their homeostasis in a sleep state. And this is what he says about purpose and challenges. According to the Edgar Cayce philosophy, each person living on the earth is here for a specific soul purpose, a purpose that no one else can fulfill. While for some people their purpose might be directly related to a profession or vocation, for others it could simply be a particular way of living day by day. Finding and understanding and living your soul's purpose is actually a lifelong process. As your knowledge grows and deepens, you will find greater and greater opportunities for fulfilling your life's mission. And it changes, it grows as we achieve and we step into something. Like the second we're like, everything is great. We're here. We've ascended. What happens? Everything gets a little loose, and now it's time for another and next evolution. So we don't ever get comfortable. We have to be forever students of this living spiritual presence. It's always calling us to grow. But Edgar Cayce says, to discover clues to your own life's purpose, ask yourself these questions. What makes my heart sing? When in my life do I feel a sense of wonder? In what ways do I feel called to be of service to others? When do I feel closest to God? The Cayce reading suggests that we are closest to living our soul's purpose when we feel joyful, when we are in awe of the wonder of life around us, when we're being of service to others, and when we are deeply aware of our connection with God, source, spirit, creator, whatever word makes you feel divinely held and loved. In your contemplative place or meditation time, ask your higher self, what is my soul's purpose? Why am I here on this earth at this time? Then become aware of the answers that will come to you through the still, small voice. From within or through synchronous events or even through your dreams, your soul is communicating with you all the time, and its greatest desire is for you to fulfill your purpose for this life experience. Does anybody want to call out some of your callings that you're ready to step into? Is anybody brave enough? And it's quick, 1 minute. Who's feeling called to a calling and you're ready to put out to the universe that you're going to step in? What is it, Crystal?
The awareness when I asked God what my purpose here when I was back in Florida was just be loved, literally, as a nurse, as a healer, whatever direction I want to, spread that love, that joy, that enthusiasm for life everywhere I go.
She said, just be loved, to just express it in every aspect, and that was the most important. That's absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Anybody else? To be judgment-free and to be unconditional love. That's easy, right? Joel, let me know when you get there, okay? So whether we believe the soul has one lifetime or many, I think the deeper question remains the same. What is the soul? Why am I here? Why do some lives seem to carry such a deep wisdom or unfinished lessons? What is the universe trying to awaken in me? These questions have never gone away, and perhaps they aren't meant to, right? Perhaps they are invitations into a deeper relationship with the mystery. See how I see it, have you ever had that experience when you're sleeping and there's a sense, you wake up in a half-sleep state and you feel a bunch of people in your room? I'm wondering if I'm crazy or not, but there's a bunch of people in your room and there's a whole thing going on in your life when you're sleeping that's actually in your world. Who's had that experience? Since middle school, right? And while you're in that sleep state, it's I already knew that that's already going on. In that state of the soul, you're out of the human talk you out of everything. You realize this is just the nature of all of it, right? And then you slip back in the room wait, actually, what was that? Why were there a bunch of people kind of chatting in a language you couldn't understand, but such a sense of warmth? I don't know. Are those spirit guides? Are those people traveling with us? Are those people that didn't actually come in with us? Let me give you another example. Have you ever had that sense while you're sleeping that there's a hum that comes over your body and you actually physically feel yourself actually leave the body? Have you ever had that hum? It's like a vibration. Then you actually feel yourself floating out of it, and you'll get a fearful feeling, and you have to jump back in. Anybody? All right, great. I'm not crazy. I'm just bringing this up because I think sometimes this is why community is so important, is that we can talk about things that could make us look crazy to other people, right? And realize that there's aspects of what they're sharing that we've experienced. And the more we can discuss these kind of esoteric, if you will, experiences, the more it becomes part of our consciousness, the more of this mystery is unveiled to us, right? And I think people, like, the most I've ever felt close to God was after I lost my son. Like, that period, that year of grief, you're so much closer to that universal energy, because there is a grace, and there's a palpable energy, and the things that come through of love holding you, you realize there's something so much bigger to this experience. So there's really big gifts in grief if we go into it and let ourselves be in it and not try to avoid it. And we learn so much about death while we're learning about how to live while we're in these places. So I thought this is going to be a little series I'm going to be doing for the next few weeks, so I'm just going to leave it there and let's just go into a meditation. I was going to go into difficult relationships and positive relationships, so the meditation is going to kind of emulate that, but I think it will still fit with what I've shared here today. So let's just close our eyes, and we're going to put some music on, Josh, and just kind of just go on a journey together. So it's best you get your feet flat on the floor, and when we're praying, you don't really want to let the seat hold you. You want to sit on your sit bones and get straight so that you're open up to the energy of the light of heavens, and let it connect us to Mother Earth, and letting that breath going up and down through all of our chakras and opening ourselves up to this greater love. So let's just close our eyes and get comfortable. And take some slow, deep breaths in and out. Again, breathing in the presence of love. And breathing out anything you no longer need to carry. Allow your body to soften and your shoulders to relax and your heart to become calm. For these few moments, let's go to a place of understanding, to a place of wonder, remembering that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So now imagine that you're standing on a beautiful mountain overlooking the landscape of your life. From this higher place, you can see what you could never see while walking through it. You see moments of extraordinary joy, the births of dreams, the laughter, the people who loved you well. And you see moments of sorrow, the disappointments, the losses, the relationships that changed you forever. From this sacred vantage point, you begin to notice something remarkable. What once appeared to be scattered moments are actually connected, like threads in a magnificent tapestry. Every experience belongs. Nothing is separate. Nothing has been outside the embrace of divine love. Now allow one person to come gently into your awareness. Someone who has profoundly shaped your life. Perhaps someone you have loved deeply, or someone who has hurt you deeply. There is no need to force forgiveness here, and there is no need to change the past. Simply allow their soul to stand before yours. And now, beyond their personality, beyond their fears, beyond the roles they played, see a light. The light of heightened Christ consciousness. The light that has always been there. And silently say to them, I choose to remember who you really are. And then hear these words gently spoken back to you. Please remember who you really are. Now let's let that light expand until it surrounds both of you. Notice that it asks for nothing. It judges nothing. It simply reveals what has always been true. That beneath every role, every wound, every mistake, every lifetime, there is only the eternal life of God expressing itself. Feel yourself resting in that presence. Maybe for the first time, you don't have to understand every chapter of your story. You don't have to know why every soul has crossed your path. You only have to know that love has never stopped working. And when you are ready, gently bring your awareness back to this room, taking a deep breath in and out. Carry this remembrance with you. You are more than this lifetime. You are more than your story. You are more than your wounds. You are an eternal soul, forever held in the heart of divine love. And so it is. Amen. We'll take an offering for unity now.
Well, freely we have received some insights, and it's a wonderful thing in unity that we can experiment with the truths that we share, and we can put in the work in our experience in life. And if we do that, we're going to find some mystical elements taking place. In other words, you should ask yourself if you've realized that your life is mystical at its very core, and you start to put into operation in your life the principles that Syntysche is talking about today, being open to that, you're going to see some extraordinary mystical things taking place that will corroborate the fact that you are divine in origin. You are an eternal divine soul. What a beautiful message today. So, all of you watching this on a screen, you have an opportunity to support Unity of Boulder. You're tuning in to get some of the insights you're looking for to help your life work better. This is the place to do it, and this is the place to support. So, don't just get up from the chicken wings and beer. Get up, grab your checkbook, and make a donation to Unity of Boulder. Everybody here can bring into their hands those gifts you'd like to make to Unity today. Let's bless them with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is. And we have the opportunity to have Raven Wolf. You guys are so right on it. You know, we used to have musicians that you turn around, they wouldn't be there yet.
Right?
But you guys are right there.
I was late.
She was late.
You were late?
I was late.
Okay.
And I switched my 12-string guitar for a 6-string guitar so you wouldn't get scared. Because I know too many strings scare you.
How do you feel squealing?
I do squeal.
Yeah.
I'm a horrible guitar player, and you know that, so.
I taught you the best I could.
Well, you did good, and then I took it downhill from there.
Okay.
Jack, my guitar mentor, of course. He will not let me bring a double neck guitar to work. We wrote this song way back, kind of like things used to be. I wrote this song in Washington State one morning when nature was exploding in the backyard, so here's a homage to those days. Medicine duck above a willow tree, fly along wild and free, kinda like the way things used to be. Kinda like the way things used to be. Long before anyone was ever coming home to me. Dandelion light like a rhubarb pie, dogwood cottonseed pie, floating in the wind so wild and free. Dancing right before my eyes, he's dancing with the butterflies, buzzing in the wind so wild and free. Kinda like the way things used to be. Long before anyone was ever coming home to me. If you feel like you're the morning, I will bring you the sun's rays. If you feel like you're the morning, I will be the rest of your days. Well, I've been walking at the railroad track, trying to get my sanity back, and I don't care what you believe. I've been sleeping underneath my hat, hanging out with the neighbor's cat, kinda like the way things used to be. Kinda like the way things used to be. Long before anyone was ever coming home to me. If you feel like you're the morning, I will bring you the sun's rays. If you feel like you're the morning, I will be the rest of your days. If you feel like you're the morning, I will bring you the sun's rays. If you feel like you're the morning, I will be the rest of your days. Kinda like the way things used to be. I kinda like the way things used to be. I kinda like the way things used to be.
Raven Wolf. Wow, some guitar playing going on there, Jamie and Heather. Beautiful. All right, well, we have prayer partners available to you today. If you're facing a challenge or even a joy you'd like to share with someone, you can just stay seated in the sanctuary at the completion of the service, and these two will find you and take you down to our beautiful meditation room to pray with you. We also have my open heart discussion group that takes place right after the service in a circle in the back of the sanctuary back there, so you're welcome to join in there. And we have fellowship going on as well with coffee and food and all that good stuff, so let's have a little community. Lots of ways to have community today. But let's stand up and let's sing Let There Be Peace on Earth. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God and creation, and the all of me. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous heart to take and live in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. All right, let's release and let's let it go. Here we go. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide.